Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is CMG TALK This is Catherine Gallagher, and I would like to welcome you and thank you for joining me. I'd like to talk about boundaries and what kind of boundaries you have. Are you aware of what your boundaries are? Now, sometimes we develop boundaries, don't we, through circumstances, through events. It might be something's happened, it might be we come across certain people or individuals, and suddenly our boundaries change. They might become more flexible, they might become firmer. It might be that we have psychological or emotional boundaries. It might be that we set firmer boundaries, psychological or physical boundaries. And we also have language boundaries as well, communication boundaries. Sometimes when I talk to people about what their boundaries are, they'll often be rather hesitant initially because they're maybe not quite sure, And when they start figuring out what boundaries mean to them, it can help them then establish how they communicate, how they interact, and understanding how they're triggered by other people's behaviours or actions or what other people do. It can also maybe help them establish firmer boundaries or more flexible boundaries. I mean, sometimes if you think back on other people's behaviours that have maybe affected us, we may understand particular boundaries that then have highlighted what matters to us. Respectful boundaries, communication boundaries, language boundaries. If you think about things that have impacted on you in a workplace or, through your retirement, or it might be around your children, setting boundaries to do with, coming home or, being around certain children or certain attitudes or behaviours and responsibilities. Earning. If you want to be treated as an adult, there's certain things you can do, there's certain things you do and certain things you don't do. How you talk to people, how you communicate with people. I know within my career, I've met particular role models that I would look up to and aspire to, and the boundaries that I've established have often been inspired by people or motivated by people. It depends on who they are, to be honest with you. Some people that have positions of power, it might be that they're in charge, it might be they've been somebody that you're maybe going to for their expertise. For instance, if it's a manager, a decision maker, or it might be, somebody that's, for instance, a dentist, or it might be somebody like a medical practitioner, and they have the knowledge, the expertise, and they might have certain boundaries. They might run by appointment. You might have a walk-in clinic. You might have certain understandings of boundaries of societal norms, what is and what isn't okay. And if you cross those boundaries, they might have certain flexibilities with them because maybe you're unwell or maybe you're in pain but they also might have other boundaries that are quite firm. You have an appointment, you have to turn up at that appointment. You can't just come in at 3 hours later and expect still to be seen. So we think about what our boundaries are and what our expectations are around family, around friendships, around attitudes, needs and expectations, timekeeping, queuing up for things or not. Boundaries are so significant. In cultures and society, with law breaking, boundaries matter. I'm somebody that has significant boundaries. Within my work, I am respectful with boundaries, and I expect people to be respectful with mine. And when people like and have understandings of boundaries, they then recognise them in others. If somebody's not sure about boundaries or doesn't really hold boundaries that well, they'll often find it very difficult to either recognise them or to actually go and abide by them. Sometimes people say to me, oh, I'm a free spirit and I'm very fluid with, what I do. And when somebody tells me that I have to turn up and I have to do this, I have to do that, that's a struggle for me. If you're talking about somebody, is in a relationship, but they're also very flirtatious and they're always liking to be around people or be flirty and have DM conversations, and they're in a partnership. And the partner finds it very disrespectful because, they're very flirty and they're giving mixed messages to people. So you're in a relationship with me, but here you are, you're flirting with other people and they think that you're available to them. No, we're just socialising. It's just social media, just having interactions with them. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel desirable. But it doesn't feel great for their partner. Because when we do that, it makes our partner feel as if we're not enough. It might make us feel great, sexually desirable, right? We can still find another partner if we want to. It's like we're not fully present and fully in the relationship. We're not really committed, not 100% anyway, because we still don't want to be exclusive, right? So when we talk about boundaries and we get to understand them, we're really actually understanding us, others around us, interactions, what matters, what doesn't. We get to then be able to figure out our world around us and our interactions. Yeah, boundaries matter. So, think about your boundaries and how you and your boundaries are evolving. And whether you'd like to come along to a conversation on boundaries. And if so, message me at stepupcmg at xln.co.uk and sign up for a really interesting talk. Take care and speak to you later. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye for now. And remember to like, share and download all of the episodes so that others can listen in too and so that you can enjoy. Thanks again.